guys, welcome back to the channel. And here on this table I have most, if not like 99% of my fragrance collection. Some of these are empty. I'll start with this one. This one's empty, but I have it here still because I want to talk about it. First things first, I purchased this with my money. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, and these are my opinions. So some people might disagree with my opinion. That's fine. If you do disagree with my opinion, please leave a comment in the comment section on why you disagree with my opinion. Another thing is, some of these fragrances I haven't really used, so you might see some dust on it. This one is empty, so obviously I haven't used it because there's nothing in there to use. But since we have this one already in hand, let's talk about this one. So Carolina Herrera Bad Boy. This was the first fragrance I had before I had all this collection. Actually, it was this one, and let me see if I could find the other one in here, and Tiffany & Co. You can see this one's already almost empty. These were my two fragrances, and this was summer and this was winter. I really like both of them. Really nice and fresh. Really nice, and I think it's more like a vanilla chocolate, kind of like candy-ish fragrance for men. My wife also used it a lot because she liked it. So these two fragrances kind of started it all for me in the recent years. So really good fragrances. I recommend these. I give these two. This one for summer, it kind of fades out really quick, but it's still like a 7 to an 8. This one I give it an 8.5. It also fades out really quick. So I'm gonna just put them here to the side because I already talked about them. Another fragrance. So this is like back in the day when I was really young. When I was in the 2000s, early 2000s. It's Givenchy Pie and Issey Miyagi Pour Homme. These two fragrances have a unique scent. This one smells more masculine, more older, gentleman fragrance. It has that Givenchy kind of DNA in it. Kind of like if you were to mix these two together. I know this is not Givenchy, this is a clone. But really, really great fragrance for the price. If you could get it for under $50, I highly recommend it. One of the things that I just found out is that this thing here breaks super easy. But this cologne smells really good. This is EDT, so it doesn't last too long in my experience. But when you spray it, it does smell really great. Compliments that I've had with this one are good compliments. And that's another thing. You could have good compliments. You could have people say, "Oh my God, this smells. What is that you have on?" Just because they don't like it. Issey Miyagi, this is like a CK1, not smells like it, but like in that era when CK1 came out, Issey Miyagi came out, and Aqua di Joe's started coming out. This was a really good fragrance, and it still is. I haven't really smelled somebody with this fragrance in the recent years, so I kind of keep it and I use it a lot. I like it. It reminds me of fresh cut paper. Really great fragrance. I have a brand new one somewhere around here because you never know. I got this for 40 bucks at a retail store because they did price match. So I got two just to have one in case this one goes out. I just can't keep getting enough of it. Really good fragrance. I highly recommend. I give this one a 9.5 because it is a signature fragrance that I carry. And then Solar Lavender came out not too long ago. This is more of a floral lavender-ish version of Issey Miyagi. This one, they're both kind of the same. I really can't tell the difference other than this one having a little bit of more floral, that lavender in there. Both really good. I give this one a 9. This is a must try and also a safe blind buy, if you ask me. I think I like the cap that is made out of wood. I also got this at a retail store. They did price match. Actually, no, I think this one was Joma Shop. Yeah, I got this one at Joma Shop now that I remember, because they told me that they were gonna sell the 3.4 ounce and they sent me the 3.3. They actually did good, and they did send me a rebate or a refund of like $4, which whatever. And then another Issey Miyake fragrance, Fusion d'Ise. This one is a coconut fragrance, which I really like. But another thing with this one is that it kind of fades out really quick. Really good fragrance, really great. In my collection, you can see that that it is this much down. I have used it, it's just that I haven't used it that much. But this one I gave it an 8. It is a really good coconut fragrance. I like it quite a lot. Woody, coconutty. And in the realms of woody and coconutty, we have Mont Blanc Explorer. This is the platinum version. This one I use quite a lot, but I use the travel spray or the travel variant that I have of this because I like to keep it on my person, and you can see how much I went through it. Really good fragrance. It's a woody fragrance, cedar wood, but it's super sweet and it smells like coconut. This fragrance, I haven't really smelled anyone with it. Like I haven't really gone around and smelled somebody with this fragrance, but other than that, I could give this fragrance a 8.5 to a 9 in my collection. The reason I've kept it is because, again, it's really good and I'm not really gonna get rid of it. I haven't really used it that much because, again, I think it's more of a in-between summer, like fall fragrance. Another Mont Blanc Explorer fragrance. This, everybody calls it a what is that? I have it in the Aventus Creed clone, but I tried Aventus recently, and even though it does kind of smells like it, it is not 100%. So in the lines between that and Club de Nuit Precious One, I would say the Precious One is more of an absolute clone, and this one is like 80% Aventus Creed. Although Aventus Creed smells good, I do like Mont Blanc Explorer, and this one I've gone through it quite a bit. That one doesn't stay too long in your skin compared to Club de Nuit Precious One, but this is a absolute clone. I would recommend between those two. I would recommend this one. This is an Extrait de Parfum. This one you could get for around $60 or less, and I think this one smells way better than the Mont Blanc Explorer. I give this one a 9.5. Mont Blanc Explorer, I really don't want to give it a really bad score. The other Mont Blanc fragrance that I have is Blue Ultra Blue. A lot of people give hate to this fragrance, but I think this is a good, like, cheapy fragrance that you could get before you go out. You really don't know what to put on, and you put this on and you should be fine. So I highly recommend this if you could get it for less than $40. I got this in a gift package or a gift set. Really good fragrance. I've kept it in my collection because I don't think that I could get rid of it because nobody's gonna pay me anything for it anyways. And it's one of those fragrances that you don't know what to do, spray it on. If you're in the house, just doing nothing in the house, spray it on, smell good inside the house. It is a freshie, good for the summer fragrance. And the other Mont Blanc Explorer is this one. This is what, Star Walker, whatever it's called. Reminds me of Star Wars. Really good fragrance. I wouldn't say that this is like the best of the best, but this is something kind of like if you were to go out to do the to get Versace Eau Fraiche. They kind of smell within that same realm. Honestly, they are both fragrances that you could just spray on and go out, although they do kind of fade out really quick within the hour or two. Of these two, I would prefer Versace Eau Fraiche. Really cheap fragrances. If you could get them for under $40, $50, highly recommend you look into these. I give these two a 7 just because they don't last too long. But Versace Eau Fraiche is a really good fragrance, don't get me wrong. It's just that to me it doesn't last too long in your body, on your person. And something else that smells really good but doesn't last too long is John Bravato's. This is XX or 20. This one I got for like $30 on Marshalls. Smells really good. The Artisan, it kind of reminds me of Prada a little bit, in that sense of like kind of floral, kind of unique. But if I were to choose between these two, obviously I would go with Prada. But this guy is not bad at all for the price. One thing that I don't like is how like the cap kind of goes in sideways and it pushes on the sprayer, and then you just get fragrances all over, or the fragrance all over. This one I would rate an 8. And I'm not saying it doesn't last long, but it just kind of like fades away and you really can't get to smell it. And then Prada L'Homme, it's one of my new fragrances that I enjoy quite a lot. If you can see, it's right around here and how much I have left. Super expensive fragrance in my view, like $100 and something. But I think it's well worth the money. I've heard that the Intense version is even better than this. I don't have the money, or I don't really care to look to see if that one smells better than this, because I think this one already smells really great. This is Iris Forward. This smells like super, like I always, every time I smell this, it reminds me of like church, like really clean. I don't know how to say it. It's just angelical. It's just really good fragrance. And it's not like a really floral girly fragrance. It's a floral in a manly way. So I'm running out of space on this side. I'm gonna start putting them up here. I would rate this honestly a 9.5. And I'm saving my 10 for one of these fragrances that I have here, but this is 9.5. So let's just put this right here. And then another Prada Ocean Luna Rosa Eau de Parfum. I didn't know that this one was refillable until the other day, but really great fragrance. Like it a lot. Super versatile. You could use this any time of the year. Actually, let me spray some right here. Whew. Yeah, this fragrance is super versatile. Eau de Parfum. I smell the parfum. I don't like the parfum, so I will stick to the Eau de Parfum. I've heard that the carbon smells good, and I tried it, but I just don't remember. So I don't know if it's because it's bad. I just don't remember if it smells really good. But Prada, awesome. Luna Rosa Ocean Eau de Parfum, highly recommend. This is another 9.5. Again, I'm telling you, I'm saving my 10 for something that I have here. And I know this video is probably going to be long, so I'm just going to keep going. And then talking about Prada and how they are kind of unique, but not unique. These two fragrances smell the same. I would go with the Eau de Parfum version, the Parfum version, because this guy right here is EDT. This one right here is what, Eau de Parfum. But they're both relatively the same. You won't really go wrong with either or. Really good for summer. It smells like super floral, kind of carbonated, kind of like soda-ish floral. I'm trying to smell it, trying to get that. But I highly recommend these two fragrances. I give these two 8.5. You can't go wrong with these if you blind buy these. If there's something here that you shouldn't blind buy, I'll let you know. Diesel, Only the Brave. I got this for super cheap, and I don't regret buying these. I think I left this thing too long in my car, to the point where, like, I don't know. This blind buy, oh, absolutely. This thing smells great, and I haven't really smelled anything like it. It just smells really good, and I sprayed some right there. I give this a 9. Diesel, Only the Brave. You can't go wrong with that one. Blind buy, yes. Polo, this is Polo Red Eau de Parfum. This has the bear on front. There's another version of it that doesn't have that bear. I think this one, no, it isn't. It might be, I just don't want to do it. I've tried it a couple times. I was going to sell it, but to me, it smells like some of those really fruity fragrances that I have. Yeah, and now that I smelled it again, I would say this is like an 8. It doesn't smell bad. It just reminds me of like Valentino, Coral Fantasy, and the normal Valentino. out of these two, I recommend Coral Fantasy. Even though Valentino is not bad at all, like the normal one. To me, the Valentino, the original, smells kind of girly. And then the Coral Fantasy smells more manly. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. But these two are in 8.5. I would say 8.6 on the Coral Fantasy, 8.5 on the Valentino. The reason is because, I don't know if it's because I go nose blind on these two. I just can't smell them after an hour or so, or 2 hours. And then speaking of that, let's go here with Eros Flame. Get it, buy it, 9.5. This is one of those fragrances that if you haven't really tried it, you should go out and get it. Every time I see somebody like in the fragrance section and they don't know what to get, I either tell them Bad Boy Extreme or Versace Eros Flame. This one is a 9.5, like I said. And speaking of Bad Boy Extreme, Cacao, Chocolate, really good fragrance. I love it. I've been using this since winter has come around. Cold weather fragrance for sure. I give this a 9.5. Blind buy for sure. I think you won't regret it if you're like into those like fragrances that smell like chocolate. There's still quite a bit in here because I got the big one. For that one, I would suggest you get the big one because you won't go wrong with that. I'm leaving the best for last. I will do that for sure. So another fragrance that is really good, like tastes like it's one of those fragrances like Bad Boy that you kind of want to eat it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Again, it's one of those fragrances that smells really good. L'Homme Ideal Parfum by Guerlain. Now this is one of those fragrances that I don't regret buying, even though it was super expensive. They do go ahead and they do personalize it. They lasered, engraved it there. This one I will give 9.5. It straight up smells almond-y, like almonds, amaretto, really sweet, and it's unique. A piece that not a lot of people are going to be wearing out in town. So if you wear it and you go out to like a date night or something like that, you will for sure stand out. This is another one of those fragrances that I've gotten compliments on. Let's put this right here. Speaking of gourmands, something that you kind of want to eat, Stronger With You. This is the EDT. This is the OG, 9.5, 9.5. Again, one of those fragrances that if you were to blind buy, you won't regret. I would suggest that you get the big one because you're going to use this quite a lot. So again, Armani, Stronger With You, Emporio Armani. Difference between that and Acqua di Gio. So we have Giorgio Armani, not Emporio Armani. We have Acqua di Gio Profondo and Acqua di Gio Parfum. This thing smells awesome, super expensive. And I got the little one. This is the new version. You could refill it. Again, I'm not want to play around with that. And then this one is, I would say this is a 9.5. Actually, just get it. If you like Acqua di Gio, just get it. I used to not like Acqua di Gio because to me it smells really nasty, but I like it. I like this one, not Parfum. And then Acqua di Gio Profondo. I tried the new Parfum of this. That is awesome. I highly recommend, like, if you were to get this or that Parfum, I would get the Parfum. So this one is a 9.5. One of my fragrances that I use a lot in the summer. Again, going back to, these are all the clones that I have. I'm not going to talk about those now. Let's keep going on gourmand fragrances that you kind of want to eat. Armani, another Armani code Eau de Parfum. This is the new version. This is the refillable version, the 2024 version. I use this quite a bit, and let me tell you that it is a good fragrance. It reminds me of tembleque, arroz con dulce, kind of like those like Christmassy Puerto Rican, you know, desserts. Tres leche, I wouldn't say too much of a tres. It has that kind of like milky sweetness to it. One thing that this, and I noticed that by using this fragrance, is that even though it smells good and I like it, it turns my stomach. It makes my stomach hurt. So I don't know why. It sucks that it does that to me, but it smells really good to the point where I really don't care. But highly recommend this. And even though it does turn my stomach, this is a 9.5 for me. Another fragrance that is kind of gourmandish. Let me see if I have another one around here. Nah, I think I ran out. All right, cool. Let's talk about uniqueness now. This is Bad Boy Carolina Herrera. This is Le Parfum. This is one of those fragrances that I got because people were saying that it smells like weed. It kind of does smell like weed, but at the same time, it smells really, really good. I would put this in a 8.5 category. Blind buy, not really. And the reason is because even though I'm not saying that it does smells like weed, some people might not like that skunky scent that it has. The good thing about this fragrance though is like once it dies down, it smells better. It smells powdery. It smells vanilla-ish. So if you could get through the opening of it and then, you know, just enjoy the dry down, you won't regret buying this. But if you don't like that skunky opening, then I would suggest that you don't blind buy this. Again, I told you guys if I said that you shouldn't blind buy this for a fragrance, I would let you know. This is one of those that you might want to thread with caution. Another, since we're going about little sample jars like this, is Terra de Hermes El Gibre, a little bit of ginger fragrance that smells like grass. I got this little bottle, I think it was like 20 bucks. I like it a lot. The one thing is, like, if you don't like fragrances that smell like grass, stay away from this one. Again, one of those fragrances that you don't want to blind buy, but I don't regret it. I used to not like those grassy fragrances, like really, really grassy. I don't mind grassy, but like something that smells like straight up grass and lemon. But this one smells really good. I would recommend, I say 8, but I would say blind buy with caution. What else we got here? Scentbird. So Scentbird is a really good subscription. Again, I'm not sponsored by them. They haven't paid me for any of this. The one thing that I don't like is this freaking case. I had bought Awakened from them, like not like the whole thing where you like the whatever. I bought it straight up. It wasn't the subscription type. I bought it, and I opened up the door to the car. This fell open, this fell cracked, and the whole bottle just blew up, and it's gone. So just saying that they should update their little freaking carry bottles, because obviously that doesn't work. So both of these are Toy Boy. Now this is the one time you're gonna hear me say something bad about a fragrance. I don't like it. It smells like Delina. It smells like Parfums de Marly, Delilah, whatever. It has that rose smell to it. It's not bad if you're into rose. If you're one of those guys that, you know, goes out and doesn't care about fragrances that smell like rose, then go ahead and do it. But to me, it's not my liking. I would say this is a 5 for me. I like the way that Micro Perfumes does their little sample bottles or travel cases and stuff like that, compared to Scentbird, which is just magnetic and it's trash. So out of these two, you know, I think Micro Perfumes did it better, and Toy Boy is not for me. This is a recent acquisition that I don't regret buying. This is Tom Ford's Eau d'Ombre leather. So Eau d'Ombre leather is kind of like a ombre leather, but like a watered down version, not in a bad way. This lasts quite a bit in my skin and in my clothing. I like it a lot. I highly recommend this fragrance. I say that this is a 9.5 if you're into ombre leather. Now I'm going to cut it a little bit into some of these clones. If you like ombre leather, I would suggest that you get Black Leather by Murata, because this one smells more in line with ombre leather than amber and leather. Straight up the back, I think this one's better. This one is cheaper. This one smells like trash. So out of these two, I give this a 3. So you could probably spray this in your toilet to make it smell better, this one I give it a 7.5. Actually, let's give it a 7.9. Smells really good. It's like the closest I've found to ombre leather. YSL Eau de Parfum smells great, but I would get the Le Parfum version. This one smells good. It just smells redundant compared to like compared to this, and then compared to Intense Phantom Intense Lavender Floral Fragrance. This one I give it an 8. This I give a 9.5. This is one of my big boys. I like it a lot. And then within the line of Paco Rabanne Invictus Parfum, brother, this is like a 9.8. Again, I told you guys that my 10 is gonna be something. It's gonna be something around here, but this is a 9.8. I would give it a 9.9, but I'm leaving the 9.9 for something else. This is again lavender. You could wear this all year round. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Get it. Get it. Get it. Blind buy it. Get it. You won't regret it. Let's make space here. Another fragrance that I don't regret blind buying, Bulgari Men in Black. This is the Eau de Parfum. This smells awesome. Now, blind buying it, if you're not into like mature fragrances, I would suggest you try it first. But this is a really good one. Again, let me see. I don't want to give it a bad score because I like it. I'm going to give it an 8.5. Really good fragrance. Smells really good. Tobacco, whiskey. And then within the whiskey, if you like whiskey fragrances, Camera, Latafa, I suggest that you could blind buy this, and then for the price, it's really cheap, so it wouldn't even hurt your pocket if you got this. So I highly recommend this. Messy. This, I thought it was trash, but this is one of those fragrances that you could use when you get out of the shower. It smells really good. It's not trash. After using it for a bit, it's just kind of redundant, honestly, because I have other fragrances that smell kind of like it, like Valentino, Eros. You know, they kind of fall in line with that same scent profile. I'll give it an 8. Really good if you get it for really cheap. Let's move this over here because I already rated this. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like if you've made it this far. Dracar Intense. This is one of those fragrances that they're super cheap, super good, and they last long. Smells awesome. I highly recommend you get this if you're like into those like elixirs. And speaking of elixirs, I'm gonna give you my 9.9 fragrance. And that is mine, is because I have it. It is bottled elixir. This thing, spray with caution. Blind buy with caution, because it's not that it's bad, it's just that it is super strong, and you know, one spray will last you hours. So also a little bit too expensive if you ask me, but you gotta pay to play, and I paid to play it and I like to play, so I highly recommend that one. And then this one is the scent. I bought this because it was super cheap. It's not that it smells bad, it's just that it's its own thing. It doesn't smell bad. Oh yeah, 9.9. This one I give it an 8. And Dracar Intense, again, kind of like that elixir vibe, kind of like night vibes, like going out to the club, kind of like 90s vibes. I give this a 9. All right, so I think I've already done all my, no wait, I'm saving the best for last. Million Gold. All right. There's a lot of videos out there saying that this thing smells like body odor, like BO. All right, dude, I wish my BO smelled like this. This thing smells really good. It does kind of give me that Le Beau Paradise Garden vibe. Although it's not there, but it's kind of there. Another fragrance that kind of smells like it is Desert Santal. Again, I don't get the BO vibes that people are claiming that this fragrance has. To me, it smells awesome, so I highly recommend it. Desert Santal, this is something that I got over at, I think it was Ross, oh no, Marshall, and $14.99. It smells good. It just kind of fades out really quick. Something that you could spray in a room. I give this I give this a 5. I don't know if I gave this a score, but it smells good. Believe me when I say that it smells awesome. I give this a 9. I give this a 9. It reminds me of Paradise Garden, and you know, it's more available than Paradise Garden. All right, cool. So which one now? All right, I already spoke about all of these right here. All right, now let's go into the clone fragrances. This is Shiaka Kutlash. This is a homage reflection clone. As you can see, the bottle itself is super trash. It's cracked everywhere, but it smells awesome. This is one of those fragrances that remind me of sculpture, and they are what I call like the church going fragrances, the heavenly vibes. Smells really good. Good for spring, and I wouldn't say fall, but like I wouldn't even say summer, just for spring. You know, it smells that fresh. Oh wait, I give this a 8.5. Yeah, 8.5, maybe a 9 in my collection. Asal Latafa. This is a clone of Sauvage Elixir, in the same realm of Boss Bottle Elixir, in the same realm of Drakkar Intense. The thing with this one is that it doesn't last long on my skin, so I'll give this an 8. But it smells really good, and I've smelled Boss Bottle Elixir with the Sauvage Elixir together, kind of side by side. They do kind of have that same, they're in that same spectrum, and this kind of falls in between those two spectrums, or those two in that spectrum. So just think about it when you get it. Get it. This fragrance smells really good. I think this is a Million Gold clone. This is Ish Al Shiyuk Silver by Latafa. I don't regret buying this. This is a good, safe blind buy. If you're looking into clones, inexpensive clones, I suggest you get this. If you've never bought a cologne fragrance, you could start with this. It smells really good. Same thing with Camera. If you've never bought a cologne, you could buy this, so that way you get used to clones actually being good instead of buying a bad clone and then kind of like regretting it. Whiskey. This is an Angel Share clone. They say, I never tried Angel Share, but it does smells really good. It has that whiskey vibe, and then it does look like a whiskey bottle. And then with that one, another clone that I don't regret blind buying is Barakak Rouge 540. Now this one looks really close to the original, and this one smells awesome. Again, this one is one of those fragrances that smells kind of gourmandish. It reminds me of cotton candy, like going to the fair. Really good fragrance. You could blind buy this. This could be one of your first blind buys. And this is unisex, so your wife, your spouse, your husband, whoever it is, they could wear it with you. So just keep that in mind. Super versatile. Another one that I found at Marshall for like 14 bucks, it's Stax Co. This is a clone of YSL Tuxedo. They say, now I don't know if it's true, but this was in the female section of Marshall. So if you can't find it in the male section, go to the female section, you might find it there. I found it next to this guy right here. Really good fragrance. Highly recommend. I'll give this a 7 or an 8. I'll give this an 8. I don't know if I gave these fragrances numbers, but this is a 9 and this is a 9. I'll try to put links down below for all these fragrances. Exclusive Tabac. Again, kind of like a Bulgari fragrance, but this one has more of the tobacco in there. Really good fragrance if you like tobacco. Not a good blind buy if you don't like tobacco. So make sure you like tobacco. This one kind of reminds me of Amber Oud Exclusive Blue in its potency, how strong it is. Smells really, really good. These 3 fragrances right here, they get, actually, let's give them all a 9. All right. I like the tobacco. Now, of these two, I prefer Detour Noir because it's a more toned down version although a lot of people have said that this one is a more closer representative of Parfums de Marly Layton. Now, with that being said, I made a video and there's a lot of comments, people saying that I'm wrong in saying that Detour Noir is better than this one. I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying that for me, I like this one because it's a more toned down version. It smells more sweeter, more apple-ish. This one is just super strong. Like if you put this, if you give it one spray or two sprays, three sprays, you're gonna smell really bad, and people are probably gonna be like, yo, you smell like trash. Again, it's one of those fragrances where people are like, oh, I got a lot of compliments. Maybe you got a lot of compliments because you stink of it. And you know, even though it smells good, a lot of it might drown people. So I recommend more of a Detour Noir out of those three. They're all nice though. All right, now we're getting close to the best clones that I've purchased. So I already gave you some of the good clones that I've purchased. Odyssey Mandarin. This is a clone of Scandal. I've not tried Scandal, but this smells super good. This is a 9.5 in the scale of clones. So must try, must get, blind buy safe. Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. This is a clone of it, and this is a 9.5. It really smells good. And if you were to mix it with Givenchy Pie, if I find it around here somewhere, wherever I put it, if you layer these two together, you're gonna smell really good. 9.5. This is a 9.5. You won't go wrong with it. Another unique scent. This is Milestone by Club de Nuit. This one smells, when you smell it, it reminds you of the beach, the salt in the water. This one is a 9.5. A must try out of the clones that I have. A safe blind buy if you like that kind of saltiness. That it also kind of reminds me of this one because it has that kind of like that rain essence. 9.5. Must get, safe blind buy. Tres Nuit. This is a clone of Creed Green Irish Tweed. I tried that and they're really close, not too close, but they're really close. 9.5. This is a super cheap fragrance clone, and this is Creed Milesini whatever clone. So another Creed clone. This is a YSL Y clone. Fakar. What is this? Latafa Fakar Silver or Black, whichever one it is. Again, this one is really good. 9.5. The one thing with this one, it is, even though it smells good, it does turn my stomach a little bit, kind of like that Armani Code fragrance that I told you guys about. But it smells different than the Armani Code fragrance, but it does turn my stomach. But I like it. It smells really good. 9.5. So these are my good clones. Now I want to talk about like the bosses of clones, like the level of boss that you get to when you're about to finish the game. Ghost. This is Spectre. This is a French Avenue. I think it was Fragrance World, whichever one. This is atomic in a good way. This smells like vanilla, chocolate, gourmand. This is a Nishani Ani clone. I've heard that it's really close, but you could spray this on and it just smells awesome. In the clone world, this is a 9.9 in my collection. Following it up with this one, Club de Nuit Precious. I already talked about it, but this is a Aventus Absolu clone. This is, again, another fragrance that is up there within the Boss spectrum of fragrances. Amber Oud Gold Edition. Now, I don't know if you know what this is a clone of. Please let me know in the comments section. Some people said that is a clone of Herba Pura. I've never tried that, but this is really, you know, quality bottle. It does resemble the Amber Oud Exclusive Blue. The only thing is this is Haramain, and this is not Al Haramain. So just letting you know what the difference is. This just smells super good. Again, this is a unisex fragrance. My wife uses this more than I do, but this thing smells awesome. One of the first cologne fragrances that I've ever purchased, and I don't regret. And then last of the cologne fragrances, and I say cologne because there's other ones right here that I haven't really talked about. I just left those for last. This is Caer Pistachio by Paris Corner. And you can see right here where, I don't know what this is, more like corrosion than anything. But this thing smells like ice cream, like straight up ice cream, pistachio ice cream. Super unisex fragrance. Man and woman could, use it. Super safe blind buy if you like pistachios. If you don't like pistachio, I would recommend you don't blind buy. But it is a safe blind buy if you like pistachio. Gourmand, you spray this on, you might want to go get some ice cream right afterwards. Super cheap too. All right, these ones, I don't think they're clones, but they're like on the cheap level of like fragrance. But first, let's talk with this one. This is Bogart Pour Homme. This is cheap, but it doesn't smell cheap. This one smells like if you drove around a Mercedes Benz or something like that. Super woody, super versatile. You could use this, I think, year round, and it's like less than 20 bucks. Highly recommend. This is I would say 8.9. And then we have this one. This one, I usually just spray it on when I get out of the shower, and it goes away really quick. This is Homme Noir by Jean Marc Paris, and you get this at Marshall's for like 12 bucks. This is like a 4 in my grade scale. This one I got at a hotel in France. What was that? I forget the hotel name, but this is in Normandy. And I remember walking in through the entrance of the hotel, and I was like, what is that smell? And they told me it was this, and it smells really good. I don't know where you could find this, honestly. It's called Luna d'Et, or Luna d'Et by Fouquet. Really good fragrance. I don't think it's cheap though. And then last of these fragrances is Encre Noir All Extreme. This one smells like death. If death made a fragrance, it would be this one. It doesn't smell bad. I don't think it smells bad, but the people that have been next to me when I wear it, some of them say that it smells horrible. It does remind me of like going out to the woods, and the wood bark that is kind of moldy and wet and probably has things living inside of it. That's what it reminds me of, but in a sweet way, not in a bad way. So this one I would rate, I like it, but I would say that this is a polarizing fragrance. To me, it's an 8, but for somebody it could be a 2. So just try before you buy. All right, before I get to my number 10, my 10 in a grade scale, let's go over some of these. These are body sprays that you could spray before you go out and whatever in the car. This is the one I use the most. Really good. Bear Glove, and then there's the other one that's Dragon Claw, I think, but that one is really hard to get. I recommend that. That's an 8. This is from Bath and Body Works, and this one smells like Halloween. It does remind me of like the balloons, but it smells really good, like the latex in the balloons, but not in a bad way. Really good fragrance. I like it a lot. And then this one right here, this one is called Vanilla Noir, or Noir. And when I tried to get it, it was like really hard to get. Like they were like running out of this, or they didn't have any of this. They ran out of this because I bought them all. So this is another ones that I highly recommend if you go to Bath and Body Works, and if you find them, go get them because they smell super good and kind of unique. They don't last too long on your body, but they're good. And then last in my collection, and the number 10, the big dog, and I think you already know which one it is. Le Male Elixir. This thing is just, there's nothing there that compares to it. I think the next to this, I would say, this guy, Bad Boy Extreme, but it just smells super good. Everybody that has tried this fragrance, this one, and Bad Boy Extreme, everybody likes them. I have never heard anybody complain about them. Same thing with Prada L'Homme. But this is my number 10 out of 10, or 10 out of 10. Must get, must buy. If you could find it, get it. This is, look, it looks like an Egyptian pharaoh. It smells like honey. It smells like chocolate. It smells like greatness. It smells super, super good. And I know I've said that all these smell good, right? But this is unique on its own. I have never smelled anything like it. And if you could find it and get it, you won't go wrong with it. Blind buy whatever you can. Don't overpay for it though. Like, don't pay 180, whatever, whatever it is retail. Pay less than that. But if you could get it for retail, like whatever the mall elixir is worth retail, get it. You won't regret it. So that is it for my collection. I think I have a couple more just laying around somewhere over there, but they're really just fragrances. They're really just fragrances that I wouldn't care to put here. All the fragrances that I have here, if I have them and I've not gotten rid of them, it's because I use them, I like them. If I told you not to blind buy one of these fragrances, again, it's because I know not a lot of people like them. So it might be one of those controversial fragrances that some people might be put off by. Now, out of all of these fragrances right here, out of all of them, which one is the most versatile, and which one can you use and you won't go wrong if you bought it and used it every day? So I'm going to give you two fragrances. One is going to be a designer fragrance, right? Now, please don't judge me, all right? The first designer fragrance that you could buy that is cheap and can do it all, right? Cheap and do it all. It's going to be this one. Now, you could buy this at a discounter for less than 60 bucks, 50 bucks. But you could use this day, night, summer, winter, anytime. And this is a clone or an interpretation of Aventus, right? So you can't go wrong with that. My go-to clone would be Odyssey because of the price. This thing is super cheap and it smells so good. It tickles your nose when you smell it, and believe me, when you try it, it'll tickle your nose like look, 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 and you're gonna like it. So these two are my cheap. Hey, if you were to buy these two for the price, you won't go wrong. Now, unique. So you want to smell unique. You want to go out there and you want people to notice you smell unique. Well, one, it will be L'Homme Ideal Parfum, smell unique. Two, it would be not Invictus because everybody smells that. Try this guy, Le Male Elixir, even though it's a little bit too expensive, go ahead and try it. And if you just want to get the attention of the whole place, Boss Bottle Elixir, a little expensive, but it's well worth it. And then everything else here is good to buy if you wanted to. I had somebody ask me what was a good wedding fragrance, and that would be Prada L'Homme. That's a good wedding fragrance. You won't stand out, but you will smell good. Either of the sculpture fragrances is good for that. And then Shiyaka, where is she at? Shiyaka Kabbalah is a good wedding fragrance. Good club fragrance. It's you already know it, Versace Eros Flame. In Phantom Intense, and then Invictus Parfum, and then both Valentinos are really good club fragrances. And summer fragrances, really good for summer, Acqua di Gio Parfum and Acqua Profundo. Profundo Parfum is also good. YSL is good, or the clone of it. Aventus clone, where is it? Man, all these. This one is good for summer. John Rafato's Artisan. And then night and winter. For winter, Bad Boy Extreme. Lomol Elixir. Boss Bottle Absolute. Boss Bottle Elixir. Almost broke those two. Stronger With You. Dracar Intense. Tom Ford Eau de Ombre Leather. Latafa Assad for winter. And then exclusive Tabak. Amber Oud Exclusive Blue, and then Detour Noir. All right, and that's about it. Oh wait, I almost forgot this one. For winter. And then for going to the beach, Milestone, it's a good one. Mont Black Explorer Blue, Star Walker, Versace The Dreamer. What else? Yeah, those are all good. But anyways, this is my collection. I know there's a lot of fragrances here. Again, if you like this video and if you stayed this long, don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't leave a thumbs down if you didn't like this video. Just comment down below why you didn't like the video. And if you want to talk about any of your opinions about any of these fragrances, if you have them, what are your thoughts? Please comment down below and let me know what you guys think. I appreciate all the feedback. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.